All right, welcome out everyone to an RGLgg production. We got some Highlander. It's week 3 on PL Vigil, Impostors versus Team squirtyay. My name is Voxday. Joined out to my side is Connie or Conniekins, whatever you guys want to call him. And of course, behind the scenes, 50% man, 50% dolphin, 100% mammal. Uh, Dolphin doing the camera work. How you doing, Connie?
I'm doing great. For some reason, I thought you were gonna open up with 100% swag. I have no idea why. I mean, not that it doesn't fit. Dolphin's like the coolest dude ever, but like I don't know, something about that intro. I'm like, he's gonna say something. He's gonna say something funny. He's gonna go for it. But I'm doing fantastic, man. Really happy to be here. Vox, this is an exciting match right here. We got the Impostors versus squirtyay on Vigil. I know some people have been hyped for Vigil Week. I've seen a lot of players, just ready to stream, ready to go. A lot of just excitement for this map in general. I don't know, it's an interesting map for a lot of people. So this should be a lot of fun for us to watch here. I'm just curious what any predictions are you may have for the teams.
Yeah,
Could
I
be.
mean, yeah, I got a chance to watch Imposters last week. I did a cast on my channel and they 4-0'd Owl. I saw it, Melvin's in chat. I'm not trying to rub salt in the wound, I promise. But it was a really impressive performance. I was surprised. Not that I thought Imposters were a bad team or anything like that, but the way they played was just so cohesive, so strong. They have one replacement, that's Tacos on Medic ringing this week. But it looks like they're coming out a strong team. They're 2-0 right now. Technically, they're top of the board because they haven't dropped a single round either. So I'm kind of leaning in their favor. But squirtyay, they're 1-1. Their loss was to Krusty Krab. So, not discounting them. I think we should have a close match. But right now, my edge is to Imposters.
Right. That was on Lakeside, if I remember correctly, right? Or am I?
Yep. Yep,
Okay, yeah.
Lakeside.
Yeah, I did watch you cast that actually. I watched a little bit of it because I was trying to learn a bit of Highlander and stuff, trying to figure out how things go. Just I don't know. You were right. I mean, they kind of did crush it a bit. They're doing fantastic.
Yeah, I think too, like, a lot of it came down to the fact that I think they had a game plan and they stuck with it. Not to talk too much about last week, but it seemed like Owl couldn't really knock them off of their game. And because Michael PC, just such a solid sniper, he started going off. That seemed to be the death knell. If he can continue to make plays, Vigil maybe not as sniper friendly as, let's say, Upward or something like that in terms of payload maps, but still, you get your sniper going off. I think that's just you destroy pretty much any team.
That's true. I feel like on this map, there's a lot of difficult positions to possibly hold because the one thing I've seen is that this is a very fast map. There are just some opportunity, like there are just some points in this server where you actually have to do, or this map where you actually do have to give up points where, it's just that quick of a map where sometimes it's better just go back 1 point than, throw yourselves at the cart just to stop anything. So very curious how this will go. Right now, the chat kind of in favor of the Impostors over squirtyay right here.
Yeah, taking a look at that. Hey, we got a couple people for the squirts. Oh god.
The squirts.
The
Yes.
squirts. We'll call them something else. We'll figure it out on the fly. But
The
yeah,
squirties.
the squirties. Yeah, I mean, so I think hopefully they're going to be joining the server pretty soon, but looking at the players on the roster before, actually, let me pull that up, see if we've got that.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, sorry about that. I had to switch over. So I'll taking a look at the Team squirtyay. I mean, Sandblast on Scout, Gel on Soldier, Figsy on Pyro, Artst on Demo, Sand, not to be confused with Sandblast, on Heavy, Peren on Engineer, Ray on Medic, Percy on Sniper, and Hino on Spy. And of that, I recognize a decent number of these names. Especially Sandblast on Scout, like that's someone that could absolutely turn tides in the favor of Squirt. So, not a team I want to count out. I can definitely see why people are expecting close one, even for a win for them. I guess for me, just kind of taking a look at that roster, Sandblast is that player. If he's going off, that could really shift things in their favor. And do you want to go over the roster for the Impostors?
Yeah, that could be pretty cool. Tell me a little about it. I feel like you're definitely more knowledgeable with this stuff, so I feel like I'll let you take that. Kind of new to the Highlander scene, if I'm being completely honest. But I'm pretty confident that what we will have today will be exciting, awesome stuff. But I'm just curious, Fox. Just looking at the Imposters roster, I'm just curious, which player do you think is going to be able to stand out?
I really do think that their pick classes, so Michael and Dave, and Michael is a player that I got to watch in the early stages of Prolander. I was like, this guy is named like a literal bot. You know what I mean? Like Valve programmed Michael PC1, and then like whenever you join a server, that's the name of the bot. And I was like, who is this guy? And he was popping off, and here we are now, and he's fighting to be one of the top snipers in Invite. So I think that's a player we really do need to look out for. And also Flare, I wasn't too sure. Like, I didn't know how Flare was going to be on demo, but again, off of that match last week, I was impressed. Their combo played really solid. I don't know who's main calling for the team. Generally, it's a demo or heavy, someone part of the combo. But
Right.
I think those two players, and especially Michael, and I guess I have that sniper bias being a sniper main myself. I think those are two players I really want to watch.
Yeah, definitely. I see some people excited to watch Flare in the chat. I've watched Flare stream for a bit. I think Flare is an interesting guy. Very curious to see what he's going to be up to in this match. I want to see him kind of take some initiative. I like watching the demo plays a lot. I think Demo Man's a really fun class to watch. So I think that's going to be what I'm looking out for here personally.
Yeah, especially payload map like Vigil. You'd mentioned that some of these points end up being throwaways, especially first. Third as well can be like, you can have a really solid hold on third, but usually like once that first straw breaks, it collapses for your defense. So a strong main caller, I guess I'm still kind of assuming Flare's a main caller, but either way, like a strong main caller is going to be the difference between, being able to set a respectable defense and just absolutely crumbling whenever you can say, guys, back out, we gotta set up for third, we gotta set up for second, whatever. Making those kinds of in the moment calls and making the correct one. A lot of times teams can get a little greedy and try to see if they can eke out a couple more seconds, and at the end of the day, it's just not worth it. So I think whichever combo is firing a little bit stronger. I don't know, because Ars does have a lot of experience himself over on the side of squirtyay. So we'll see how that battle kind of goes out and how those transitions pan out.
Right. Yeah. I think adding on to that, I think it is really important for teams to be able to also listen to those calls too. It doesn't really get talked about much. It's always like, oh, the main caller. But if your team can't listen to like those calls, especially with a map that's as fast paced as this, it's detrimental for like teams to be able to commit to calls.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen it plenty of times where it's like the entire team's backed out and there's just like one player still in. It's like, you should probably you either need to make the play or get out, because just kind of sitting there is just going to ruin your respawn, unless you make like the absolute god play somehow, like you get that pick on their medic or something like that.
Yeah, you get 5 picks in a row as spy.
Definitely possible. You gotta get the little speed boost. What is that with the big earner? Just keep going back to back to back. Yeah,
exactly.
We did get one ready up sound. Percy is in spec, so we've got 17 ready to go. So hopefully we should be going live pretty soon.
Almost ready.
Almost there. So, like you said, you're a little newer to the Highlander scene. Are you feeling one way or another between the two teams? Like, do you have, let's say, just off of instincts, even if it's not a fully formed opinion, like, what is your lizard brain telling you?
Yeah, my lizard brain tells me, I don't know, because I know a good portion of both of these people. Like, I'm familiar with Flare, but at the same time, I'm also pretty familiar with Sandblast. He's a pretty big name in the TF2 community. So, I don't know. It's really tough, but I think if I really had to put my money on somebody, it would probably be the Impostors, just because I've seen them do really well. I've heard their name kind of thrown around a lot. So, I'm really excited to see how they do.
Yeah, and this could be a really crucial match, because like I said, we've got Impostors up on top of the league table. They're 2-0. They haven't dropped around. And, with a relatively short season, if they, let's say, take this 2-0, they're still on top of teams like Krusty Krab, like MCM. And even if they kind of skid out a little bit later in the season, having a 3-0 start without dropping any map points, almost that's just there securing you a playoff spot pretty much, because, we'll take the top 4 teams. So, this could be a really crucial one for the Impostors if they can take that win. Meanwhile, for squirtyay, they're 1-1. Their loss came from Krusty Krab. So, they're also kind of in an awkward spot. It's too early to say like, oh, if they don't win this, they're not gonna make it through. But 1-2 is not necessarily the start you're hoping for in a competitive division.
Definitely. I feel like right now, like the Impostors, they definitely want to give themselves that edge, just secure themselves the spot. But we might see if squirtyay is going to be able to kind of, shake things up a bit, make it a bit more difficult for them this season. We'll see if that happens tonight with the match going on pretty soon. Looks like teams are almost ready to go here. We're going to get started pretty soon. But yeah, I really think the Impostors, they definitely kind of have that, I guess that mental advantage, they're ready to go. I feel like they definitely just have a bit of history behind them throughout this season. So I feel like they might come out on top today, but we will see.
Yeah, I mean, the one good thing for either team is it's payload. It can be very forgiving. You can have a rocky start, but if your team can kind of like quickly figure out what's going on, you can even drop an entire half, and just say, all right, let's kind of take a look at this. What is it that we need to change? Are you being a little too aggressive? Do we need to, help our sniper get a little bit more involved? So we'll see which team is maybe better at adjusting. If Impostors do kind of have a rough start, will we see the team who last week had a really close rounds against Owl and then figured out what they needed to change and then just like dominated the later half? Or will squirtyay come out and just impress us? But we are finally going live, guys. The countdown just finished, and we're going to have squirtyay on the offense and Impostors on the D.
Definitely, yeah. It's just really, like you said, it's kind of a matter of just teams being able to keep composure, even if they do, suffer a loss, even if they don't take as many rounds as they'd prefer to take. It's really all about that composure, seriously, just being able to adapt and just saying, all right, this is what went wrong, like you said. This is what we got to do now. Like, this is what worked for them. Let's see what we can do differently to make it even better.
Yeah, we'll see where Impostors are setting up. It's been interesting to see how Vigil has changed since it was introduced in terms of where teams are holding. I've seen holds where Michael is right now. I've seen it in the opposite spot, kind of, to the left of him, but it looks like Starfruit's going to go more passive. This can be good because it's a lot easier to pull your gun back and drop it on the hut, because first is kind of that throwaway point. But, you can still kind of milk a minute off the clock or something here, which Impostors will be shooting for.
Totally. We're going to see that happen right now in just about 3 seconds here. Teams are ready to go. Let's see who walks out first. We're going to see if any picks happen pretty soon here.
Yeah, no one going for maybe the aggressive bomb right off the bat. Sand goes down. Oh, no, never mind. Ars jumps all the way in. But he gets denied pretty quickly by Flare. So I always like to see that you can definitely sack a couple of players, and that also helps you get an understanding of where the gun is set up.
Yeah, defense is starting to go down. Flare and Dave both just recently suffered some deaths here, so we're going to see Blue start to move forward. We got Sand on the cart, ready to go, pushing that thing, making it look easy.
Yeah, and a very passive one for Impostors. It looks like after they did lose those couple of players, they didn't even want to mess with maybe trying to re-aggress or anything like that. So, it's a little bit more of a passive setup than I've seen, but that's not necessarily a bad thing because they do have a level 3 gun, they do have 100% Uber ready to go and defend this second point. It's just up to squirtyay to see when do they want to push. Are they going to wait for a pick, or do they just want to get the Ubers traded, which hopefully we'll see in just a second.
Definitely. Yeah, just like it's exactly pretty much what we talked about earlier. Just throwing away points is kind of just the name of the game here. It's just a matter of giving yourself that advantage before you do anything too crazy, too risky here. And Impostors is doing exactly that. trying to hold this defense down as best as possible. So far, not really seeing too many picks. Sand gets a pick onto the sniper, though. That's going to be pretty crucial.
Yeah, Ubers do get traded out. Michael was a little aggressive there. He got a headshot, but immediately went down when the Uber got used. The cart's in an okay spot now after the Uber use, but Squirt just don't have the numbers, I'd say, to continue this aggression. Flare goes down, which is a decent pick. You've got their demo, and Arse is still very, very aggressive. Someone needs to bully him out. But Percy finding that pick onto Michael, I think that could be the catalyst, and squirtyay might come out with this point capture in just a little bit.
Yeah, Percy doing a really nice job sniping right here. We're seeing right now that Blue is getting just another capture, so squirtyay doing a fantastic job. We see Gel going in pretty deep here, going against the Impostors. I think they're still just moving up. They're keeping that momentum, which I think is the right call to make. Right now, Impostors having a pretty difficult time holding here, getting pushed back pretty far. Right now, it is even Ubers, so they might be able to take some more defense, take some more positioning.
Yeah, but Uber's already being used. This is smart by squirtyay. Keep up the aggression. The cart's not really in a spot that you can cap off that Uber, but maybe just thinking that they can get them traded out and then win the post Uber fight. We've got a lot of low health though for the side of the Impostors, and with Musique getting picked up, Percy continuing that strong form, we might see this capture go down sooner than you would expect.
Yeah, definitely that might be the case. Red taking a bit of damage here, not looking too good. Starfood Sentry barely hanging on there. The gun's gonna go down and they capture another point. squirtyay again just playing on the offensive, doing everything they need to. They just have such a direct playstyle that flows, and it's really working out for them, as we can see here.
Yeah, and Impostors really just haven't been able to get solid footing on defense. I mean, that second, they had everything they needed, you know. They had the gun, they had 9 players up, but squirtyay found an opening and exploited it, and after that, kind of a rocky one on third meant, well, that didn't stand for too long. We have 100% coming up for both medics, and we'll see, again, can squirtyay just bully their way in and get another easy capture.
Yeah, they're playing a bit passive here, looking to kind of get their players healthy before going in, perhaps. Oh, they're going for some picks here. A lot of picks onto the Impostors right now. Impostors suffering quite a few losses right here. They're going to go in on the demo Uber. Right now, Johnny absolutely doing some awesome stuff right here. They're flashing it back onto Sand. Sand looking to get some picks here. Going to stay a bit back, though. Just playing for some positioning here.
This is a solid Uber use. Although numbers are even, they've gotten so much positioning, and actually, as I say that, numbers are just being cleaned up. Sandblast going huge. Paren actually comes in with a pick onto the spy, and just a fight going on the cart.
Sandblast, how could you, bro?
What happened?
He was laughing. He was laughing at the medic, and then immediately they lose. I love it.
Oh no. Well, that is 444. That's a time.
Oh,
I think that's all
cursed,
I really have
bro.
to say
That's
about
actually like the Japanese. I'm about to sound like a total weeb, but that's like the Japanese like 666. So I don't know, bro. RGL's haunted. Gotta get like an exorcist. Dolphins possessed, bro.
I wouldn't be too surprised. I mean, come on, chat. Have you ever heard him speak?
Yeah, the way that thing, bro. The way that thing blinks at me, I don't like it, bro. I don't like it. It's scary. Like, Dolphin's a cool guy, but I don't know, bro. I don't like the way he looks at me.
Well, this is gonna be a rough one for Impostors, and I don't know. You can have two different approaches to this. You can say, okay, 444. Let's just go for it. Let's play really loose. Let's play aggressive. If we mess up, like, let's go for the fast Uber trade. If we fail, like, it doesn't matter because we're like up against the clock anyway. Hopefully they kind of take that approach, because the other option is, you know, they kind of just say, okay, well, this is a dead round, and kind of think about the next. So I really do want to see Impostors come out really, really strong here and at least try to put up something respectable, because that could really hurt your morale.
Yeah, they definitely have the time to make a few mistakes here and there. Obviously not too many, but, you know, considering how fast they're able to roll the Impostors, I think squirtyay is going to be able to get away with some funny stuff throughout this round.
Yeah, a solid like sap and sack, which is something I'm trademarking right now. But Dave in with the sap with the sentry at the same time that Flare bombed in. So only a level 1 gun, and it looks like Impostors do want to just take so much ground off of that. They use the Uber onto Musique at the same time the first point gets captured. They're cleaning up actually members of squirtyay. This could work out, but at the same time, Card has a long way to go, and respawns should be coming in relatively soon.
Yeah, that was pretty quick right there. Just honestly, just the fact that they were able to move in there just so rapidly, just kind of throw squirtyay a little bit off guard here, but they're gonna try to reinforce here. They're definitely keeping their composure and doing a fantastic job of it.
Yeah, no gun just yet from Peren. Looks like it's being built up pretty passively. Oh, nope, getting moved up back over towards like the stair spot. But for Impostors, I think they had the right idea. They just didn't have enough sustainability in terms of their numbers to keep it going. And this is now where you're in the tricky spot because time is ticking. Tacos is about to be up on Uber, so maybe opportunity there, but can't bleed too many numbers as Michael PC goes down. So, oh, we got a lower take on this Uber.
Oh, we're gonna see how this goes. Looks like they're going for the gun right here. They're gonna manage to get the gun, trying to air blast the medic away from his team. They're going back with the reinforcements, trying to take on the sniper. Not seeing too much success. Now going for the heavy, but unfortunately going down, getting a little bit too greedy there, like you said.
Yeah, and this is really where the rubber's going to meet the road. I think if Impostors fail one more push, I'm not going to say it's mathematically possible. I don't know the specific timings on Vigil, but that's kind of the point where it gets a little bit too dicey. So I don't know if they're going to be able to wait for Uber, but this is where you can see players like Dave come in if he can get like a really crucial pick. If Michael can maybe snag one as well. You can see the fight coming down over towards the cart. Not really, I was going to say not really favoring one team, but it looks like squirtyay are coming out victorious-ish.
A little bit, yeah, it's a bit messy, but definitely doing a pretty decent job of maintaining right there. Just a bit tough because they are taking considerable amount of damage. The gel bomb, though, stopping them for a little bit, but sadly not going to be enough. squirtyay is going to get another cap right there. Or actually, sorry, the Impostors are going to get another cap right there.
Yeah, and Card has a relatively long way to go to get to third, which obviously might help squirtyay build the gun back up, and we'll see if Peren can get that to a level 3 before the push. I don't think Impostors will be able to wait before Uber. I'm pretty confident about that. But they do find a couple picks, Sandblast and Arts. So Demo and Scout down, those are huge picks to find. And they might actually be able to steamroll this into a relatively close push for last.
Yeah, Music's sitting there pretty comfortably, just walking up to the team. They're very weak, so they're obviously going to have to go back to last here. A lot of their team just pushed back near the spawn, looking really tough right here. I don't know, the Impostors kind of struggling, or not struggling, sorry. They're doing really well. squirtyay kind of struggling a bit though.
Yeah, 40 seconds just under that to cap this point, so entirely doable. The one big thing is that squirtyay do have an Uber to use, so it's not like the end of the world. Early use, though, from Impostors. They have to use a little early to get around the corner, trying to deny Ars the denial of the cart. Couple picks going in the favor of squirtyay, but in this post-Uber fight, if Impostors can come out on top, but no, it is still falling all in squirtyay's favor. A great defense of that point.
Only 3 of them up right there on the Imposter side. Very, very tough. Medic's obviously going to go back, try to find some teammates to heal, build up some Uber. Right now, it's just all... Oh, okay, and there we go. That's the win.
Yeah, I mean, a really impressive, I'd say, offense there by Impostors. You know, if they had one more attempt, let's say they saved a little bit of time on second, they could have absolutely won that. I think getting that close is impressive, to say the least. So, you know, we do have squirtyay coming out on top 1-0 so far, but we'll see. I think Impostors can absolutely tie this up, make it a 1-1 and send us to that overtime half. But obviously that defense is going to need to change.
Absolutely, yeah. I really think on the imposter side, I think they're just really gonna have to work on a bit of defense here. I don't know. I'm not really too sure. Like it just felt like that first round of this half just felt like a really easy roll for them. They were just able to get a lot of, quick picks, and because the team they were fighting against was so like, I don't know, they were so like hesitant. Like I feel like kind of the thing is like some teams they're kind of afraid to die in some situations, so they
Right.
just entirely back up because they don't want to die. But I really think it just kind of cost them, the first round. It was just a bit tough.
Yeah, so taking a look at logs, Sand 16 and 7. So you've got your heavy top fragging, really impressive performance there. And then Arts or Johnny from Cali, like right behind at 13 and 5. And I think, yeah, with the top damage spot. So that combo for squirtyay, super impressive and a big part of why they took that half. I mean, we were talking about it ahead of time that those transitions were important, and that the combo was going to be a huge factor in this. So it's not too surprising to see that your demo and heavy top frag, you end up taking that half.
Definitely, yeah. A lot of the action we saw, for the most part, I think one player that kind of stuck out to me was Music. He was just so forward, just able to just kind of hold on that team. I think in that second half when we saw that the scout and demo were down, that was just the opportunity for them to move up. Music took up a lot of space right there, causing the whole team to go back, and that's really kind of what gave them the victory, I believe.
Uh, yeah. So like music, you're on third, right? With music, kind of.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really solid, and it really kind of gave them the chance there. And looking, I guess one more at the logs too. Dave actually got 10 picks, and spy picks can be very sneaky, especially when you're like, because I always keep the overhead view. It's not always like super apparent to see, but clearly, those pick classes for imposters. If Michael can kind of turn it up just a little bit, we said Vigil maybe not the easiest map to snipe on. They're absolutely really good things for imposters to build on, and I think I don't know. I'm still feeling like imposters won't bungle this and lose 0-2. So I'm still feeling that we tie this up. We get a little 1-1 action whenever we do go live.
Yeah, I could totally see that being the case. I think it was just a bit tough for them to kind of just, maintain. Again, they were just I felt like they just gave up a little bit too early at some points, which I know that's kind of the name of the game for Vigil here, like we were talking about, but I think they just did a little bit too much, a little bit too early, just again, a little bit too scared of dying. So I really think that they're just gonna have to stay committed in these defensive holds against squirtyay if they're gonna want to be able to take this.
Yeah, absolutely. You could see that when they came out on that offense with just like that reckless abandon, like we've got to go for it, our backs are up against the wall. You could see just how well they played, and because they weren't playing scared. I honestly, when you start this offense, if you're imposters, I'd play like you're up against that 444 time again. I would just come out. What do you have to lose? I guess the match is what you have to lose, but it'll at least you had a lot of momentum. Yeah, okay, you have a little break because we're between rounds here, but you
Right.
can absolutely come back with that momentum and really keep Squirtyay on their toes.
Definitely, yeah. I think they because although we saw that they didn't get the round, they were so close. Like, there's no denying that they were super, super close. It was kind of like neck and neck, where we were actually kind of shocked that like they just barely lost. So I think if they play like that again, I think there's no reason why they couldn't tie it up.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. I would like to see how that kind of like overtime round would go. But looks like we got the countdown. We're gonna have the team starting. Imposters will be on offense, as we just saw with Squirtyay on defense. We'll also see if Squirtyay maybe changed their defense up a bit. You can change your mindset as a team when you're like, oh, okay, we only need to defend for about 5 minutes. So you might be more willing to play a little passive, like, okay, we'll have a really strong hold on the next point. Okay, well, on the next point, we'll have a really strong hold. So, it might also change the way that we see Squirtyay approach, but Don't see the gun being built just yet by Peren, but I have to imagine it's going to be in the same spot that Impostors and they did in the last one.
Yeah, totally. About 30 seconds left on the clock right now. We're seeing that teams are just getting situated here, almost ready to go. Right now, Sniper looking for the best spot. He's going to hang out toward the left side, which I think is interesting. Kind of like you said earlier, you said that the right side was a bit of an interesting spot up above, but he's kind of opting for some more level ground with his opponents toward the cart. So I'm curious if he's going to be able to get an early snipe, perhaps. He has some pretty decent sights, actually, so we're going to see how it goes since the match is now beginning.
Yeah, taking a look at the Percy cam, went for a shot, had to back up, you know, because that is a very aggressive position. I don't mind it because you're pretty safe if you take one shot and then back up from there. But nothing really doing. No early bombs, no early aggression. Well, as I say that, couple picks come in on either side, and Michael finds the pick on Percy.
Dave's going in, but he beefs it. He's not going to be able to get a stab on the heavy. Dave going down to the minigun of sand. Oh.
We got a pause.
We got a pause here. Just one moment.
Yeah, this is looking like it could be another solid defense here for squirtyay. You know, it is only one attempt thus far. Might actually have to reload my HUD real quick.
Yeah, no worries.
Because, oh yeah, the health isn't updating, but I think it should be fine. But either way, I mean, we'll see. You know, Percy, both snipers didn't have like a fantastic first half, but Percy has started off relatively solid here. Maybe can continue that form. Looks like it might be a duel between the two snipers in just a second here, but Percy takes down Musique, and squirtyay having a much more solid hold thus far. We'll see what happens if Impostors can take it.
Totally. Ooh. Wise taking down Figsy right here.
Oh, yeah, Ray went down. Dave came in, got the backstab. I think that was a drop as well. So the Uber comes in. They're taking out this gun. It's looking really, really solid for the Impostors. 4:50 on the clock as it counts down, but no one is on the cart right now. They're so focused on taking down these players, the cart isn't moving forward just yet.
The objective's always important, man. Picks are always great, but always got to keep that objective in the back of your head right now. But they're getting back on it. Taking them a bit of time here. Oh!
Yeah.
Maru taking down Musique right here. That's going to be pretty big because Musique was creating a lot of space for his team here. So this is going to be so tough for them to get in.
Not only that, but Dave found Ray yet again. Dave is really coming in clutch, finding these medic picks, and he comes in and finds the engineer. I can't believe that they drop the medic, they use an Uber, the medic dies again, they still haven't been able to cap second. That's rough for Impostors.
Yeah, that's kind of tough. The cart presence definitely needs to improve for sure, if there's one thing we can say about this match here. But it looks like they're going to use here. Impostors trying to get in here, trying to make some space with their demo. Flare trying to go in here. Seen a bit of success, doing a nice job picking the opposing team's demo. They're definitely getting lots of damage right here.
Yeah, Cart's still moving that ×3 with the scout and the NG as Flare fights for positioning on this corner. So doing a great job so far. Impostors not allowing squirtyay to feel secure. And here comes Musique. That's your man. He's coming around the corner. Oh, he was doing so much damage. Goes down. But still not looking too bad for Impostors as the picks are slightly in their favor.
Maru getting some good position near the cart, gets the pyro, almost gets Flare right there, but is not going to see too much success. The scout on their team goes down as well. Maru doing a fantastic job, getting a pretty good amount of picks right there. I think we're going to see the sniper go down on red pretty soon here. Percy, there's a spy near him I saw for a second. I guess they went away.
Yeah, this is an interesting position. That gun spot from Peren is really solid. It's easy maybe if you get like I don't know, a soldier rocket at the same time as your sniper hits it, but it really does require them both to be in a safe position to do that. That cart is really, really close. So I could definitely see if Impostors want to continue to just push and See if they can get it. Actually, okay.
They can get away with
just
it.
gonna walk up.
Just gotta poke it, all good, bro.
But
yeah, that's all it takes
540.
sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. 540 through 3 caps. Maybe not the same pace as last time, but if they have a solid last take, this could still be an okay time.
Definitely. Sandblast in here, trying to go in with a stock scattergun. He sees Dave a bit, not getting too much success though.
Yeah, and we'll have to see. We got 100% Uber for either side, and it's really up to Impostors how they want to approach it. Are they going to just try to get picks? Are they going to just try to trade the Ubers out immediately? But with Taco so committed, I've got to imagine they're going to just use this over on the left side.
Oh, for sure. And that's going to be the case. You called it exactly right. They're going in with Musique and Flair right here, the unstoppable duo. Trying to go in here, get some space. Not going to get too much of it. Sand in a bit of a sneaky spot, trying to take down some opponents right there. Musique still staying in though, just barely.
Yeah, credit to Dave. Found another couple impactful kills. That's a sniper and the engineer down. So if there are 2 players you want to take down for a defense, Sniper and Engie, really solid. And actually those, of course, along with the rest of the team, Catalyst to take the capture. I don't know what word I was looking for there. But 7 minutes at time 6:58. Again, you know, not necessarily on par with how they're looking before, but this is doable. And we do have an opportunity to take us there to that overtime half. But this was the shaky part. This is what you're worried about if you're, you know, rooting for the Impostors. That defense, it feels like ages ago now, but it really was really needs to I don't know, get better.
Yeah, it's definitely got to improve. I think you're exactly right. You kind of hit on the nose right there. It's just, again, they just gotta stay committed to these. I think that's what squirtyay did, and it worked well. Or I'm sorry, that's what squirtyay did. The Impostors, they really just got to hold on to what they were doing here. Just they got to stay committed. Got to, you know, have a bit more playstyle around the cart, just trying to stop players from getting in on flanks, and just, I don't know, just have an opportunity to stop the other team from getting some opportunity, I suppose.
Yeah, Michael opened things up with a headshot on Sandblast and Flair with the crits. You know, this doesn't really mean anything like, oh, that's it, they're gonna win the defense, but it always feels nice to get a couple of early picks. I do always find it interesting that after a successful pick, the sniper still backs up, maybe afraid of getting bombed. We do have, I was gonna say Hino trying to get in the position of Sap.
Man.
He still does.
Gets the sentry.
Yeah, impressive.
That's good. Yeah, that's
that-
true. You get found out. You just got to work with it, man.
Absolutely. And, you know, so this could be something. It's going to take Starfruit some time to get back to a level 3. And if squirtyay really dial up the pressure, they might be able to get there in time. But I think they're taking their time, which is completely fine. Just maybe miss the timing on that little window.
Just a little bit. Percy getting another pick on Michael right here. Doing a fantastic job of it. Moving a bit forward here, trying to see if he can get anyone else. Almost getting another one there. Not quite, though.
Yeah, the Ubers still haven't been used for either side, but the gun gets picked up.
There they go. There's the exchange. Just coming out.
Yeah, good job so far denying it. We've got respawns in now for the players on the Impostors. But having the Ubers traded may still work out for squirtyay. They've got the cart in a decent position, and at this point, if you're on the offensive side, you've just got to try to continue to snowball picks. But otherwise, Impostors still looking solid on this defense, despite the fact now Michael PC goes down.
Yeah, totally. I think they're definitely doing a fantastic job of holding right now. They're doing much better than we saw in the first half here. We're going to see if they're going to be able to hold on to that right now. They're definitely pushing squirtyay back quite a bit here, so we might see them get away with some sneaky stuff here.
Well, Sandblast and Dave down on either side, so a pick each way. Looks like Ray is waiting for that Uber before they want to use, but of course Tacos is going to have the same time. The Uber does get used. Michael goes down. Good job by Figsy so far for creating space. just using that air blast and helping the rest of the team get in. We've got picks really not in the favor of either side, but maybe in this post-Uber cleanup, squirtyay can continue to keep the pressure up, and looks like that's what they're doing. As Flare goes down, Inquisition very low, Bonesaw gets picked up, and Wise just has to back out or die, and it looks like it's going to be the latter. So, you know, a third hold's coming up, but a solid take from squirtyay.
Yeah, the Impostors losing a lot of players. I would say about 2/3 of their players right there just going down. Really tough for them to, you know, stay in. Obviously, just every player that's alive had to back up, and that's going to give squirtyay just a lot of room to work with here, as we can see.
Yeah, they're absolutely taking advantage of that as they find a couple picks, including Musique. So combo pick there is going to do wonders for them. Starfruit only with a level 1 because he had to have that wrangled for a while as there was some pressure on the gun. Really do want to see squirtyay keep the pressure up, because right now they are allowing Impostors to get a more solid hold, but the Uber comes out. Tacos needs to use, make sure he doesn't bleed any players. They're collapsing onto the card, so this is looking good because there's an Uber advantage for Impostors. Flare finding a couple, but Tacos, Percy gets a nice snipe to take down the red medic.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing some pretty good card presence right here. Sand pretty much hugging the thing right here. He's just super close to it. Looks like the team is going to follow it up. They're going to cap yet another point. They're going to get third right here. And the rest of the team is going to move up and create some space right here. They're just going to take up as much of that room as possible. Back the team up. That's exactly what they need to be doing right now.
Yeah, I'm really nervous now for Impostors. They might lose this 2-0. A couple picks going their way might stave off this offense from squirtyay, but Ubers are even too. So if we're looking for an overtime round, not calling favorites or anything, I promise. But if we're looking for an overtime round, it's not all said and done for the Impostors. And in fact, Gel, Sand, and Hino all get picked up just in stereo. So this might be an opportunity for the Impostors. They still got over 2 minutes to hold though, which is not an easy task, especially on this last.
Yeah, they're doing a pretty decent job of it for now, but we're going to see pretty soon if that changes. They do have quite a bit of Uber ad right now, so they're definitely going to want to hold on to that for as long as possible, maybe even just do what they can to hold if the team goes for a dry push. Doubt that'll happen, but you never know. They might, you know, Spy might force them or something. I don't know, but we're going to see here.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Dave cam. He's been really solid. We saw him get a drop. Oh, he actually goes for the sniper
Dave!
There. Yeah, all right. That's a solid pick to find and to keep that up. He keeps his life. Oh, no. Sandblast just took that away as I said it.
Caster's curse, it happens.
We'll have to see. Ray's coming up on 100% Uber if how this goes out, because this might be the last Uber we see with 1:15 on the clock. Well,
here we go.
Yeah, Ars takes out the Sentry Dispenser. Really not too many picks. How is Figsy at spawn?
Yeah, Figsy just walks right into the sniper, gets away with it. Oh, yeah. They're nuts, man. They're nuts.
This is rough. Although there are numbers alive, like even for Impostors.
Taking out the heavy, and then the sniper goes down as well.
How are they holding this?
Just barely. All hanging on by a thread right here. I don't know how they're getting away with this. This is actually insane.
I was literally getting ready to say that although the numbers for Impostors were even, they were so spread out that a coordinated push on the cart would do it, but just great individual performances. There are 20 seconds remaining.
Yes.
Raised at about 60%. I don't know, might beat the clock, but at the same time, you'll barely get a couple seconds of that Uber if you're able to build in time. So this is going to come down to individual prowess.
It's now or never. All the players trying to go in right now, having a tough time though. That Sentry at the forward spawn, or Sentry going forward, actually doing a really good job stopping them, trying to get them to walk out of spawn, but it's not gonna work. The Impostors managed to tie it up, doing a fantastic job. And yeah, I saw a lot of people in the chat freaking out, going, "Oh my God, Dave!" That was awesome. I think Dave was really funny to watch. Dave Dave definitely made me laugh here and there.
Yeah, Dave 17 frags as spy, did
Wow.
413 DPM, which it's a backstab. And you take away all their health, whatever. But still, like he top fragged as spy, tied with ours the demo from squirtyay, and only 10 less DPM than the opposing demo. So Dave put his team on his shoulders, carried them to that finish line. Musique as well, another solid performance, 15 frags to his name. So it seemed like every player kind of had a better, what am I trying to say? Like everyone raised their performance, but because of that, or maybe in spite of that, I don't know, we have imposters forcing that overtime round and coming out looking to be maybe with the momentum our winners here. Who knows?
Yeah, definitely. I think, I mean, memes aside, the Dave carry was pretty prominent, and what got them the ability to tie it up right now. Before it was 1-0 with squirtyay winning. The imposters though tying it up, giving us that overtime half. Yeah, I really think that just the imposters, they were able to just overall improve. Definitely, with Flair as well, getting a lot of damage as well, just creating a lot of room for his team. Musique playing near the cart and just having his team move forward. I really just think they played with a lot better coordination. I wouldn't even, because of that, their frags obviously went up as well. But I really think it was just their positioning and just their ability to communicate is what really helped them move forward here and be able to tie it up.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this overtime half. I like I said, with the momentum, maybe you favor the imposters, but it really is just the coin flip at this point. We saw some really wild halves. I mean, recap for some people, because I know it looks like some players are filtering out after their matches. The first half was a 444 cap by squirtyay. It looked to be over, but all of a sudden imposters came out. They got right there at the finish line, but they fell at the final hurdle, so that half went to squirtyay. And then in the second one, it really, you didn't necessarily know which way it was going to go, but squirtyay came out. They had 2.5 minutes to cap last to win this 2-0, and just a solid defense from the imposters, really individual play stepping up. And obviously I don't want to discount how they are as a team, but that scramble for the cart, I can't believe it went in the imposters' favor.
Yeah, I honestly did not think they had it in them toward the end right there. I saw, at the beginning, while they were holding second, they actually did a fantastic job. On top of just holding the point, they were getting a lot of picks, just able to, keep squirtyay at bay a bit, keep them, back away from the cart. But toward the end, it was looking a bit shaky for them. We kind of said it was, they were hanging on by a thread, barely able to do it, and they just got away with so much. The imposters just, I think Dave especially just being very sneaky, very tricky for squirtyay to deal with. So that's really what I think was able to help them tie it up, is just, I don't know, the imposters just absolutely destroying that second half unexpectedly.
Yeah, we're finally getting into it. I don't know if you mentioned this, but I saw people talking about it in the chat as well. But Ray died 8 times to Taco's 2, and one of those 8 was a drop as well. And I think,
Yes.
like, all of that as well, like obviously everything else aside, when your medic is dying 4 times more, that's a problem. Dave, 5 of those picks.
Yeah, we saw the medic go down quite a bit that last round right there. So right now, again, for those of you that are just joining, it is 1-1 imposters and squirtyay right now. The imposters holding right now on the defense. So I don't know. I'm really curious what the move is going to be for the imposters playing defense, 2 rounds in a row, what they're going to be able to do, if they're going to use some of the same tactics. We're going to see if Dave is able to get a ton of picks, because that would be freaking awesome. We saw him do it last game, and that was just, oh my god. We're still not over it. Like, we're still talking about it.
Yeah, absolutely. He's earned the right to be talked about. Well, Michael started things off in the last half with an early pick. He's got a different position, takes a shot, but he's gonna back up. So nothing doing this time.
Yeah, same old.
Yeah. So, you know, maybe a couple picks. We'll see if Hino can get in position for the sap and the bomb comes over, and then we'll get really into this defense as the second hold.
Yeah, Gel going down. Michael PC doing a nice job taking him down. Right now, Sand trying to push forward with his team, trying to give his team some space right here. Definitely leading the charge right here and doing a good job of it.
And Starfruit is actually an early pullback of the gun. Oh wait, did it? I might have missed it. It might have went down because actually building it up from level 1. Dave gets picked over in the back line. Doesn't mean too much in terms of your defensive hold, but early Uber and they're denied. Arch just didn't move forward at all. I don't know if he got blocked by Sticky or if he kind of whiffed his jump. But despite that, picks are still going in the favor of squirtyay and
Percy
Impostors.
getting some picks. Yeah, Percy doing a nice job getting some shots right here. Gets another one, gets the headshot on Musique. Doing a fantastic job. He's just going forward. He's just rolling with the momentum here. Doing a fantastic job, but he gets stopped by the elusive Dave.
Yeah, Percy was on that 4K before getting stopped. Probably going to need to see some kind of response there. You know, if when your sniper starts getting hot, you know, you really start to feel it. It just feels like all your bullets connect no matter what you're doing. But a really rough second hold, minute and a half. And what is this hold from Impostors? This is something new. Maybe this is genius and it throws squirtyay off, or maybe it's just going to lead to their demise.
Yeah, for any fans of Impostors in the chat, hopefully that's the case right now. Flare right here just barely hanging on, getting some stickies out there into that doorway right now. Just trying to hang on in that little kitchen right there. Trying to do everything he can to just stay up. Having a bit of difficulty though. He does have a medic and pyro with him though, so he does have some reinforcements, but then again, I feel like squirtyay is just really distracted with that room. They just really want to get in there for whatever reason. Definitely because Michael just has the sightlines on the cart, and they're going to use through there. Definitely intrigued by that hold right there. Flare backing out now because of it.
Yeah, Michael was doing a good job holding it down. Sandblast wanted to take him out on the Uber, but unlucky for him, Bonesaw was there protecting his sniper, and it's going to keep Michael alive, and this hold is still going on. So I think that's an impressive kind of change of pace from Impostors to kind of bust out a different hold and do so successfully, at least for now. Ooh. As they've lost their soldier, pyro, and demo, making this pretty easy capture.
Yeah, lots of players going down right now. Again, we're seeing kind of that quick steamroll right now, where right now squirtyay is just able to go forward. They're definitely just pushing the Impostors all the way back towards spawn. They're not going to give it up right here, but they are taking a really huge amount of damage right here. So this could be tough. They are backing up a little bit though, so this could be good for the Impostors. Yeah, this is looking good.
I think that was a solid push there from squirtyay. They found a couple of picks, and at the very least, they made Impostors kind of more wary in terms of they couldn't just get like their easy defense set up, because look at Starfruit, like building the gun over on the right side because he knew that he wouldn't be able to build it close to that box. So things not looking great for the Impostors now. There's so much going on in the cart, but Musique and Bonesaw, Wise finding a couple as well. This hold might continue, but wow, that again looking dicey, but Impostors dig deep and defend.
Yeah, the Impostors just doing a really good job of holding. They just were able to get the advantage because I feel like a lot of their players were clumped up near the cart. So they were just able to get some easy damage right there, and they just got picks from it. And because of that, they're able to hold a little more loosely, but they're going to be cautious either way.
Yeah, a nice Uber advantage here for Tacos, 40%, and so that's going to mean you got to wait quite a while for squirtyay if you want to dive in. Whoa, it's a crit! It's a crit! Flare, he picks up 4. That's absurd.
That's definitely going to buy his team so much time right there. That was just amazingly done by Flare, as well as Tacos right there on the crits. I saw people in chat like, why do they got crits? That's exactly... They had a plan and it worked.
Yeah, but at the same time, Ray did not go down. So unless Dave has one more pick in him, nope, that Uber gets used. This is going to have to be a stellar defense yet again from Impostors. We've seen them do it twice. Is the third time the charm for Team squirtyay. A couple of picks for either side. No team looking better than the other as Peren hiding in the corner goes down. Michael PC racking up headshots, 3K in that defense, and somehow they still manage to hold.
Yeah, the Impostors, despite not taking down the medic, you know, even while enduring, you know, a pretty nice Uber charge, they still are able to hold on pretty well. But it looks like squirtyay is coming in. They're going to take it. And they managed to barely just get it in just in time, doing a nice job. It's right now about 5.5 minutes right now. That's gonna be a bit tough, I feel, for the Impostors to maybe push up. We've seen them do a really nice job. We've seen Flair play very forward. We've seen, you know, Music take up a lot of space for his team. Just, I feel like they definitely do a much better job when they are pushing. But then again, we're going to see how the defense from squirtyay is going to be, if that's going to be too much for them to handle right here in this tiebreaker.
Yeah, you know, given the fact that that first round, their offense was really solid. You know, they didn't take the round, but they were on pace to cap at about this time, maybe 5.5. The second round was closer to that 7-minute mark. So we've seen both from Impostors. This is doable, but I'm not necessarily. I haven't seen something that makes me say, oh yeah, Impostors got this. 5.5 minutes, really solid from squirtyay here. I really would put the edge for them at this point, and I think a lot of it comes down to that botched second hold, because if that had bought them 2 minutes, this could be an entirely different conversation. But we are finally live in this final half of the overtime.
Yes, well said.
Well, a couple picks for squirtyay. Okay, Flair jumping in. Oh, I think Wise was the one to find the kill. The gun should be going down in just a second here.
Maybe taking down Starfruit, though. Doing a nice job. He's going to look for another headshot here. Playing a bit cautious, though. Again, we're seeing a common theme of the snipers just going back pretty early. Smart move, honestly.
Yeah, Peren went down, so of course the gun did, meaning that this is being built up from scratch. In fact, I think the dispenser is... Oh, no, actually managed to pull it away. If you have to build up a level 3 gun and dispenser, I think that basically means you could be screwed. But Tacos uses that Uber lower. He's got Musique and Flair in on it. They're not finding too much, although Michael did find one. Dave gets the sap on the gun. This could go in their favor, but this post-Uber fight is so crucial.
Yeah. Right now, just lots of picks. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's... Oh, my God. I blinked, and they're all gone.
And this is so good from Sandblast, just chasing Tacos down. How has he not killed him just yet? It's actually Arts with the long range from downtown.
Wow.
Gets the sticky to take him out.
Yeah, that's tough. Tacos just doing everything he can to distract or possibly keep himself up, but he's going to go down either way. He's a lone medic, and as every TF2 player knows, that is not what you want to be.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Well, this is rough for Impostors. They need to find a way to get on this early, but they're at a huge Uber disadvantage because of how long Tacos was alive. I mean, valiant effort trying to survive, but now you're at a 60% disadvantage, and you're at a huge time disadvantage. Percy, good pick onto Flair. That's just going to delay things even longer.
Exactly, yeah. Right now, it's just looking tough. I feel like, yeah, really just squirty doing a fantastic job on the defense right here. They are losing a couple players, though, so blue team might move in right here. They almost have the Uber, so the Impostors could try to take advantage, get a bit of an exchange here. That looks like it might be the case. I think they're getting ready to push out here. They're coming forward. That's going to be the case. Oh, dropping Flair, though. Percy taking down Flair. That's actually huge because they were looking to flash between the two players right there, both Music and Flair. That's not going to be good for the Impostors. And right now, squirtyay is just going in on the Impostors. Not really an ideal situation for them.
Yeah, a very, very impressive defense. And Percy, like you said, finding that pick onto Flair was massive. Taco had to start backing up when the Uber got low, which meant that Musique was stuck in. Hino got the backstab, and just all the threats started to melt away. Well, we've got 2:20 on the clock. I think Impostors were around this when they had that really solid push and almost got it, but does lightning strike twice, you know?
Totally. Right now, Flare actually going in, taking down the gun right here. He's getting a lot of damage right here. Though he is going to go down to Sandblast right here. They did have an opportunity to push the cart a little bit, but then again, I feel like they just got a tiny bit greedy, although they did have to, you know, play this really cautiously since they were kind of sandwiched a little bit. But, oh man, this is just really tough for the Impostors. They're just having a tough time, just kind of throwing themselves at the cart right here. They're not really working too well. Musique, though, trying to hang on, though. Dave going down as well.
Yeah, this is that danger territory when you know, like, you've got to get the cap ASAP. there's an Uber to deny it right on the capture point. But you know, you get into that point where like you've just got to get the cap down. So you send one player and then you send another player, and then you can never get like that full, let's say 5-6 player push to actually get onto the cart. They still haven't managed to cap it, and with a minute 10 remaining, they just grab it. It would really need to be something miraculous from Impostors.
I thought they were totally going to give it up 100%, but Hino and Figsy were just still going in on them despite their team members backing up or even dying at some points. So I was really surprised that they were able to capture a second right there.
Yeah, the tough thing now too, because you have to commit ×3 the entire way, your scout and NG can't really help out at all. A solid Uber use actually is going to mean that they get third for free, but 32 seconds. I mean, Cart should get capped in just a second. Oh, squirtyay, don't want to overcommit for this. Actually, I don't know. Ooh. 24 seconds. I'm gonna pretend like this is still possible. I'm not entirely sure.
It's gonna be tough, but honestly, if they do play their cards right, it's going to be tough. They are losing Dave, though, which is going to be kind of a big deal, at least in these last few seconds here of the game. Looking really tough for the Impostors. squirtyay just going in with them on the Uber charge with Sandblast as Scout, trying to get a lot of damage right here. They're going to get lots of picks right there, and that's going to be it. squirtyay taking it 2-1, doing a fantastic job. Well played from both sides.